Old and a weapons catalog.
Pier, and I am super late for this protest.
This right here is real gang stalking. Listen up.
The point was to silence Weinstein's Me Too victims, and it worked.
Back and tell lies about them.
To deal with
Just heard that freaking idiot just lied.
eco-science calling for adding chemicals to the water through plastics that would do exactly that.
Listen to Alex Jones. InfoWars.com.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, babe, where? See my camera? Yeah, I'm at Santa Monica Pier. Santa Monica Pier.
Listen up, y'all, cause this is it. The beat that I'm banging is delicious.
We the chosen ones, baby. They're all gang stalking and hating on you at the same time. We the chosen ones.
So you just heard that freaking idiot just lied to you. On YouTube, on commletube, there are a thing called psychological operation campaigns against real gang stalking victims. They want real gang stalking victims to be seen as crazy, to be seen as schizophrenic, to be seen as suffering from delusions of grandeur, and we're not. We are gang stalking victims, and we are being hit with a highly illegal harassment campaign.
Meet up on the internet, finding comfort and information from others who say they too suffer from electronic stalking, mind control, and even rape. Loosely defined, gang stalking is where organized groups target and harass unwilling victims to the point of paranoia, leaving the victims to deal with skeptical family members and skeptical law.
So what is gang stalking? Gang stalking is just a highly illegal, unconstitutional violation of human rights harassment campaign where some of these gang stalkers have access to direct energy weapons and mind control technology. And yes, they will hit your babies, your little babies, with these direct energy weapons and these mind control technologies too.
So I know that she's
And
not
they have the
complaining about
supersonic
my-
nauseator.
Okay.
See, there's mind control right there. So open, it's sold in a weapons catalog.
Listen to Alex Jones. InfoWars.com.
These gang stalkers are doing, and that's why I've been here at the pier almost every single weekend for 3 years protesting against this gang stalking. All right, listen to my protest, please. So if you're cute in the face, if you're a gang stalking victim and you're like this,
Body stay vicious, got me up in the gym, just working on my fitness.
you try to keep your body all nice and tight, chances are if you're a real gang stalking victim, then you already been raped because these gang stalkers have already broken into your apartment. Please buy a master lock door security bar. Do not trust your deadbolt. Please buy a master lock door security bar.
Meet up on the internet, finding comfort and information from others who say they too suffer from electronic stalking, mind control, and even rape. Loosely defined, gang stalking is where organized groups target and harass unwilling victims to the point of paranoia, leaving the victims to deal with skeptical family members and skeptical law.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to electronic harassment, and this is where people take electronic weapons. Let me just read the definition. Electronic harassment happens if somebody uses any electronic device to aid themselves in invading your person or your property for the purpose of gathering information illegally or for the purpose of causing harm. This is electronic harassment.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. Oh, I like to see you wiggle wiggle. For sure, it makes me want to dribble dribble. You know, riding is my fear. You really have to see it. 6 feet 2 in a compact, no slack. And luckily the seats go back. I got a night to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine. Oh girl, do you mind if I say leave, baby?
Oh shit, I messed up on that one.
Now, what you're going to listen to next is the top cop, the former top cop of Los Angeles County, the former head FBI agent of Los Angeles County, Ted Gunderson, who was also a gang stalking victim and wrote an affidavit proving that the gang stalking is real and proving that there is no gosh darn demon a part of gang stalking. Gunderson.
I've had gang stalking on me. I've had gang stalking on me. I've had gang stalking on me. Recently, I've been the victim of a disinformation program by a guy named Stu Webb and other individuals. Stu Webb has actually put out word that I was kicked out of the FBI for practicing satanic ceremonies in the federal building. Okay.
Now here we're going to talk about how these gang stalkers will falsely accuse you of being a pedophile or a prostitute, and they will do it.
Okay, slander. They'll go behind the target's back and tell lies about them. They'll say things like, the target is dangerous or into something illegal, pedophile, and they use the pedophile for men and women.
So this is more evidence when it comes to gang stalking. Has nothing to do with no chosen one. This is Dr. John Hall talking about slander and libel campaigns that these gang stalkers will use against your character. Okay, peace.
They're a pedophile. The typical discreditation campaign that you see in the DOD, in the military, to verbally discredit them. Spread rumors. Plant seeds that they're a drug dealer, they're a pedophile. The typical discreditation campaign that you see in the DOD, in the military.
So what you just heard was Dr. John Hall, Dr. John Hall, and it's Dr. John Hall, gang stalking dudes, DEWS, acid reflux. Dr. John Hall, gang stalking dudes, DEWS, acid reflux, talking about the slander and libel campaign that these poopy gang stalkers are going to commit against you and your character. Yes, every single gang stalker is a terrorist under U.S. Code 18, sedition, treason, and terrorism. Every single gang stalker is violating the RICO Act, racketeering and organized crime. You see, Ted Gunderson, I'm going to say this man's name again. Ted Gunderson was the highest ranking law enforcement officer in Los Angeles County. He wrote an affidavit proving that the gang stalking is real and that these gang stalkers are putting mother effers on mind control technology and hitting innocent people with direct energy weapons.
And then they have the supersonic nauseator. See, there's mind control right there. So open, it's sold in a weapons catalog.
And girl, wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Because they tell them broke out on the floor. I'll try to do it during the music break. Some you don't want a man, we can't turn you on, girl, make I see you on them a call ya. Can't stand for the long, no eat no yam, no steamed fish, no green banana. One down in Jamaica, we give it to you hot like a sauna. Well, on the way then time.
So my name is TALAN Godfrey. Type it into Google Video, TALAN Godfrey, Google Video, TALAN Godfrey, Google Video. So this is not a pro Ted Gunderson rally, but Ted Gunderson, the former top cop of Los Angeles County, Ted Gunderson, the former highest ranking law enforcement officer in Los Angeles County, did talk about the gang stalking. Ted Gunderson wrote an affidavit proving that the gang stalking is real and proving that these gang stalkers are hitting people with direct energy weapons, that these gang stalkers are hitting people with mind control technology.
And then they have the supersonic nauseator. See, there's mind control right there. So open, it's sold in a weapons catalog.
Listen to Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
This right here is real gang stalking. Listen up.
The point was to silence Weinstein's Me Too victims, and it worked for 30 years. This system is called covert harassment, and it was not just Weinstein who's used this system. Increasingly, it's a collection of techniques, a protocol that the wealthy and the powerful are using against the powerless. It systematically breaks down the target in a secretive, psychological way. Covert harassment often includes improper surveillance, such as the kind I described, tailing and following, hacking of devices, and coordinated harassment. It is meant to cause fear, stress, and paranoia in the subject.
So what you just listened to was a man talking about real gang stalking. Gang stalking had nothing to do with the chosen ones. Gang stalking had nothing to do with no tarot cards. Gang stalking had nothing to do with spirituality, religion, or the supernatural. So you want to learn the truth about gang stalking? Popular Mechanics Magazine, Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects. Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects was an old mind control program, and it's in Popular Mechanics Magazine right now. All you have to do is just read it. Then you have Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit. Ted Gunderson, the former top cop of Los Angeles County, Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit. All you have to do is just read it. these gang stalking victims are being placed upon mind control technology.
And then they have the supersonic nauseator. See, there's mind control right there. So open, it's sold in a weapons catalog.
Listen to Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
So this is a protest against real gang stalking. None of that chosen one crap. No tarot cards included. Nothing about the supernaturals included in this protest. So you want to learn the truth about gang stalking? Go Google Popular Mechanics Magazine, Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects. Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects was an old mind control program that proved that gang stalking is real. And then you have Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit. Just read it.
Meet up on the internet, finding comfort and information from others who say they too suffer from electronic stalking, mind control, and even rape. Loosely defined, gang stalking is where organized groups target and harass unwilling victims to the point of paranoia, leaving the victims to deal with skeptical family members and skeptical law.
It's real. Let's talk more about some gang stalking from Australia.
If the stalker has told a particular story about the person, then everyone else could feel completely justified in joining in the campaign.
Dr. Jane Monckton-Smith understands the psychology of gang stalking. The expert on methods to stop stalkers says some build a fictional backstory of love lost.
Sometimes people will be drawn into helping because they think they're doing the right thing. They might have been told a story that, look, I really like this girl, and I think if I just can get her attention, and then the friend will go and say, well, just talk to him, he's lovely. And before you know it, that person's involved in the stalking campaign without even knowing it. Some people get involved for other reasons, but I think most people have no idea of the impact.
A life lived on edge is the impact on Janice. Lived away from anywhere she believes the gang could spot her. Lived in fear she could join those for whom stalking ends the worst way.
That's what you do, just sail on. Now the dude's so funny, hey, what do you think? What is it called? It's called a lakeside stank. Come along and ride on a fantastic voyage.
So just be careful on commletube, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. These people talking about gang stalking, most of these people are fake, phony, and false. How can you tell that they're fake, phony, and false? Well, they'll never admit that gang stalking is a crime, and gang stalking is a crime. Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit prove it, and these people will never talk about gang stalking and the direct energy weapons and the mind control technology that goes with it.
And then they have the supersonic nauseator. See, there's mind control right there. So open, it's sold in a weapons catalog.
Listen to Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
This is a gang stalking protest, and yes, every single gang stalker should be 187 under U.S. Code 18, sedition, treason, and terrorism. Every single gang stalker should be in jail because they're violating the RICO Act, and I hope to God it happens.
Assaulted 3 times. My co-workers were discussing killing me, taking me to the KKK. And on a CD, one of my co-workers is discussing a list that I've been placed on. And once you get placed on this list, all the money in the world won't save me. If they want me, I'm gone. That's on a CD. I also overheard my co-worker recruiting for this group. And he stated, man, you got to get in this thing. This thing is bigger than the KKK. There's judges in it, policemen in it.
So everything this lady said is true and was confirmed by Ted Gunderson. Ted Gunderson was the highest ranking law enforcement officer in Los Angeles County. Ted Gunderson was the highest ranking FBI agent in Los Angeles County. He wrote an affidavit proving that the gang stalking is real. Everything this lady said was true.
Attorneys in it, doctors in it, everybody's in this thing. Then he went on to say that his uncle's in it, and his uncle was a big-time official here in Louisville, Kentucky.
A frightened
evening scene at the height of the government shutdown. Gunfire just... She had postpartum...
All you need to do is type targeted individual into your search engine. There you'll find countless who claim that they are targeted individuals.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
And Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit, which is a legal document. All you have to do is just read it, and then you have the old mind control program called Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects. Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects is in Popular Mechanics magazine right now.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation, over the last 10 years, Dr. Hall has counseled over 2,000 individuals who claim to have been targeted.
We estimate approximately 300,000 TIs exist in the United States alone.
Thousands of people claim they are being targeted, and every one of their stories is filled with unbelievable events.
I know this sounds crazy, but I swear it has happened.
Listen to Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
Meet up on the internet, finding comfort and information from others who say they too suffer from electronic stalking, mind control, and even rape. Loosely defined, gang stalking is where organized groups target and harass unwilling victims to the point of paranoia, leaving the victims to deal with skeptical family members and skeptical law.
We started back up.
So my name is TALAN GODFREY, and I'm protesting against real gang stalking. Gang stalking is real. Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects. Popular Mechanics magazine is right there. All you have to do is read it, and then you got Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit. Anyway, there's a Justice Department video proving that gang stalking is real from the Justice Department dealing with the PRC, and then you have a dude named Dr. Grande doing psychiatric appraisals campaigns against real gang stalking victim. Dr. Grande is a piece of poo, and then please watch the Justice Department video talking about real gang stalking from the PRC. Thank you.
Really?
Psychological operations, Psyops, or as the government likes to call them now, military information support operations are a very real part of war, and there's an entire division within the Department of Defense dedicated to them.
Psychological operations has consistently been important throughout the history of warfare.
You are the chosen one! Operation campaigns on YouTube. What?
You don't think it's just you like hitting the 10 and the 2?
No.
Really?
No.
Have you seeked help?
No. God don't need it. Thank you.
You need that.
Okay, thank you.
Media websites.
Got it, baby.
These people are mixing gang stalking with the chosen ones, gang stalking with spirituality, gang stalking with religion, gang stalking and supernatural. Even mixing gang stalking and tarot cards. Please be careful of that. That's not real.
Oh, that's
it's a
not for sale. I'm so sorry
operation
about that.
campaign. These people are lying.
99 cents only store for $3.
Then you have a man named Dr. Grande on YouTube. Dr. Grande is using psychiatric reprisals campaigns against real gang stalking victims.
Psychological operations, Psyops, or as the government likes to call them now, military information support operations are a very real part of war, and there's an entire division within the Department of Defense dedicated to them.
Psychological operations has consistently been important throughout the history of warfare.
Operation campaigns on YouTube and other social media websites. These people are mixing gang stalking with the chosen ones, gang stalking with spirituality, gang stalking with religion, gang stalking and supernatural. Even mixing gang stalking and tarot cards. Please be careful of that. That's not real. That's a psychological operation campaign. These people are lying. Peace. Then you have a man named Dr. Grande on YouTube. Dr. Grande is using psychiatric reprisals campaigns against real gang stalking victims. Hear that? What you're going to listen to is a man who is a part of a psychological operation campaign against real gang stalking victims. He is mixing gang stalking and a thing called the chosen one. This is a psychological operation campaign. Listen up.
So they found out the government knows I am chosen by God.
sorry,
they know I am
Day is using psychiatric YouTube and other social media websites. These people are mixing gang stalking with the chosen ones, gang stalking with spirituality, gang stalking with religion, gang stalking and supernatural.
Department of Defense dedicated to them.
Where organized groups target and harass unwilling victims to the point of paranoia, leaving the victims to deal with skeptical family members and skeptical law.
No, my baby, my knees hurt so bad.
So my name is TALAN Godfrey, and I'm protesting against real gang stalking. Gang stalking is real. Psycho-electronic weapons effects. Popular Mechanics magazine is right there. All you have to do is read it, and then you got Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit. Anyway, there's a Justice Department video proving that gang stalking is real from the Justice Department dealing with the PRC. And then you have a dude named Dr. Grande doing psychiatric appraisals campaigns against real gang stalking victims. Dr. Grande is a piece of poo. And then please watch the Justice Department video talking about real gang stalking from the PRC. Thank you.
Psychological operations, Psyops, or as the government likes to call them now, military information support operations are a very real part of war, and there's an entire division within the Department of Defense dedicated to them.
Psychological operations has consistently been important throughout the history of warfare.
You are the chosen one! Operation campaigns on YouTube and other social media websites. These people are mixing gang stalking with the chosen ones, gang stalking with spirituality, gang stalking with religion, gang stalking and supernatural, even mixing gang stalking and tarot cards. Please be careful of that. That's not real. It's a psychological operation campaign. These people are lying. Peace. Then you have a man named Dr. Grande on YouTube. Dr. Grande is using psychiatric reprisals campaigns against real gang stalking victims.
Being touched right there, being touched on my knuckles, they're getting through weapon. My knees hurt so bad. It hurts.
Hear that? What you're going to listen to is a man who is a part of a psychological operation campaign against real gang stalking victims. He is mixing gang stalking and a thing called the chosen one. This is a psychological operation campaign. Listen up.
So they found out the government knows I am chosen by God. They know I am part of the 12 tribes of Israel. So they tried to take me out, and they're also attacking all the chosen ones. They're trying to, this is the dark side of our government, United States government, who is attacking the chosen ones.
Now you heard him, right? He is part of a psychological operation campaign against real gang stalking victims. He's mixing gang stalking with a thing called a chosen one. Go on YouTube and check out this chosen one crap. They all believe that they have magical powers and shit. All that has nothing to do with real gang stalking. That's what I'm protesting against. Now, why there's a psychological operation and campaign against real gang stalking victims on YouTube and other social media websites? Because gang stalking is a crime, and these gang stalkers don't want to get caught hitting you and your loved ones with direct energy weapons and mind control technologies.
And then they have the supersonic nauseator. See, there's mind control right there. So open, it's sold in a weapons catalog.
Listen to Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
So the people doing this chosen one crap and mixing it with gang stalking will ignore Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit. Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit is a legal document. Also, they ignore the old mind control program called Psycho-Electronic Weapons Effects that's in Popular Mechanics magazine right now. See, a lot of gang stalking victims, they love to be hit with psychological operation campaign. They love thinking that themselves are the chosen ones. No, you're not. This is all part of fiction. None of this shit is real.
chosen one character because it's fundamentally overpowered. Someone that could use all 4 elements.
Hey, she's only interested in you because she thinks you're the chosen one.
But I am the chosen one. Okay, sorry.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this and not join them!
And then real gang stalking victims get mad at me because I hurt their feelings. I won't hurt your feelings. You are a gang stalking victim. You are not a chosen one. You don't have magical powers. You're not Harry Potter. You're not Anakin Skywalker. You are not Neo from the freaking Matrix. You can't fly. You're not Rey, whatever the fuck her name is from that Star Wars movie. You do not have magical powers. You are a gang stalking victim, and they're hitting you with direct energy weapons, and they're hitting you with mind control technology.
And then they have the supersonic nauseator. See, there's mind control right there. So open, it's sold in a weapons catalog.
Listen to Alex Jones. Infowars.com.
So if you are a gang stalking victim and you believe you are chosen one because of that, go save those kids at the border. Go, feel free to do that. Here, listen to this.
They even had to admit 80,000
Okay, I'm gonna put this this time. Okay, got it.
children have gone missing because of the open southern border phenomenon. 80,000 children, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it doesn't appear so based on what we're reading today in the New York Times, what we're reading and seeing from numbers from your own office. The answer to my question, by the way, is 345,807. That's the number of unaccompanied children who have come across the border on your watch. Do you know what's happening to these children? Have you seen this report from the New York Times? Alone and exploited migrant children work brutal jobs across the United States. Have you seen this?
Senator, I have, and let me share with you what we are doing.
Have you seen these numbers? These are reports of trafficking and abuse of migrant children. You can see a massive surge that begins to happen when? Oh, when you come to office in 2021. Huge surge, reports of trafficking, reports of neglect and abuse. Let's just look at a few of the details. This is absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe this happens in the United States of America in this day and age. This is from the New York Times.
So if you are a chosen one, quotation marks, go ahead and save those kids at the border. But I have a sneaky suspicion that ballistic science is going to get in the way of your power fantasy, okay? I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to get in the way. So here's some more hard truth for you people mixing gang stalking with the chosen one psychological operation campaign.
And in a way, the Matrix was right. We are spending billions of dollars for the right to create this false world that hides the truth about our universe. But the false part isn't that we're secretly the one and no one told us. No, is that we might not be the one, and in fact, probably aren't.
So my name is TALAN GODFREY. I'm protesting against gang stalking. Gang stalking is real. Go Google psychoelectronic weapons defects. That's in Popular Mechanics magazine right now. And then Google Ted Gunderson's gang stalking affidavit. Anyway, there's a Justice Department video that proves that gang stalking is real, dealing with the PRC. And then you have a poopy doctor named Dr. Grande doing psychiatric reprisal campaigns against real gang stalking victims. But watch the Justice Department video talking about gang stalking from the PRC. Please, it's on YouTube. So this is a gang stalking protest. Again, my name is TALAN GODFREY. Put that into Google video, TALAN GODFREY, Google video, TALAN GODFREY, Google video for more videos about gang stalking. Now listen to this. This is some horrible crap.
Utah biotech company implants brain chips in 50 people. The chip, known as Neuroport Array, is manufactured by BlackRock Neurotech. You want BlackRock to have a device implanted in your brain? Well, you can now if you live in Utah. You can have an arm that's mechanical but controlled by your brain. I think that's kind of cool. What it's going to be used for, however, will be brain surveillance. This will be used as a way to make people happy when they shouldn't be happy. You're having a blast. You're in love with that person that you should hate. It's the next step of the brain interface. And it's no wonder it's being led by organizations like BlackRock.
So this is just more proof that gang stalking, mind control, direct energy weapons had nothing to do with spirituality, had nothing to do with religion, had nothing to do with the supernatural, had nothing to do with no tarot cards, and nothing to do with no chosen one. Gang stalking, the direct energy weapons, the mind control technologies are real, okay? Psycho-electronic weapons effects, Popular Mechanics magazine is there right now. All you have to do is read it.
She loves me. She get down on her knees and hug me. She loves me like a rock. She rocked me like a rock. Oh, baby, she loves me. She loves me, love me, love me, love me. When I was grown to be a man, and the devil would come.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to electronic harassment. And this is where people take electronic weapons. Let me just read the definition. Electronic harassment happens if somebody uses any electronic device to aid themselves in invading your person or your property for the purpose of gathering information illegally or for the purpose of causing harm. This is electronic harassment.
This is a protest against gang stalking. Google my name, TALAN Godfrey. Google video, TALAN Godfrey. Google video, TALAN Godfrey. Google video for real videos about gang stalking.
6-year-old Esteban Santiago pulls out his pistol and opens fire, and then reloaded once. He killed 5 people, many of them arriving for a cruise ship vacation. And now the question is why Santiago even had a gun, which had been taken away last November when he showed up at the FBI office in Alaska to claim he was hearing voices about ISIS.
Ryan Santiago says his brother had mental health issues and was not well since he returned from the Iraq War.
I want to clarify this for the Puerto Rican people and for all the people in the world. That the federal government already knew his reaction. They already knew the thoughts that he was having and how they weren't good. He himself went after them to ask for help, and they did nothing. They had him hospitalized for 4 days, and then they let him go. How are you going to let someone leave a psychological center after 4 days when he's saying that he's hearing voices, that the CIA is telling him to join certain groups? This was in November.
What you just heard is what gang stalking victims go through. Some of us who are real gang stalking victims, we're still alive. We haven't red-rummed anybody, but we are hit with direct energy weapons and mind control technology. No gang stalking, chosen one crap. This is what real gang stalking victims go through. Listen up.
Be inundated with thousands of other people voicing the same complaints of organized stalking, of directed energy weapons attacks, burning, twitching, severe headaches, blurred vision, as well as hearing the voices of their perpetrators in their head or in their surroundings while they're being attacked.
Wow. Well, let me go down the list of some of these that I came up with. We've got DARPA has the sonic projector that was reported on in 2007. But of course, it had been around for quite some time before then. Army has something they call voice to skull. We've got the Air Force using microwaves to create sounds at Brooks Air Force Base. We've got the Marine Corps with their Medusa project. We've got the State Department, as reported by the Washington Post in 2005, working on voices implanted in people's heads. We've got a couple of companies, one that has patented something called hypersound. That's American Technologies. Has also got Holosonic Research Labs, also has a patented version. So
direct knowledge of it, hive minds, voice to skull, emotion manipulation, behavior, modification technology is being used against the gang stalkers themselves and against people in the program. And it is being used to assist them in doing their job, specifically to take away their conscience, specifically to take away their empathy and their sympathy.
psychological operation campaigns on YouTube and other social media websites. These people are mixing gang stalking with the chosen ones, gang stalking with spirituality, gang stalking with religion, gang stalking and supernatural, even mixing gang stalking and tarot cards. Please be careful of that. That's not real. It's a psychological operation campaign. These people are lying. Peace. Then you have a dude named Terry Joel Jr. YouTube is signal boosting his videos. He doesn't talk about real gang stalking, so watch out for him too. So next you want to listen to is Mark Dice. Government official now admits that mind control technology is real. This is Mark Dice. Government officials now admits that mind control technology is real.
Psychological operations, Psyops, or as the government likes to call them now, military information support operations are a very real part of war, and there's an entire division within the Department of Defense dedicated to them.
Psychological operations has consistently been important throughout the history of warfare.
Psyop toolbox. A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army at the time named Michael Aquino, an admitted Satanist, by the way, and a founder of the Temple of Set, an offshoot of the Church of Satan, wrote a report for the Department of Defense in 1980 titled From Psyop to Mind War that proposed using psychotronic weapons against the general public in order to alter people's brainwaves, thus altering their mood.
So this is Mark Dice. Mark Dice, government official now admits that mind control technology is real. This is Mark Dice. Government official now admits that mind control technology is real. So if you are a real gang stalking victim, this is some of the weapons, some of the technology these shitty poopy gang stalkers are going to hit you and your family with. I'm so sorry about that.
To coincide with government propaganda that was being broadcast, Aquino wrote, quote, infrasound vibration up to 20 hertz.
Okay, we'll see if it records.